one of these games I feel like, oh, that's the game I have to see.
Except for the Bears-Seahawks?
But still, don't you kind of feel like you have to see that?
Well, yeah. Well, I have to see it, of course.
Yeah, but
especially since the Seahawks beat the Bears in the regular season, and they played really good last week.
I'm really intrigued by this game. I really can't wait to watch. So, I mean, I know they're probably the two least talented teams remaining, but somebody's got to win.
Which Mike Martz will we see in that game will determine if the Bears win. If Martz decides he's going to stick out his chest and say, we're going to do it via the air, then Seattle has a chance of winning that game.
Yeah, I agree. On the Patriots roster, 3 guys popped up questionable, and they were questionable last week, too, so they didn't really progress in this week off that they had. But Aaron Hernandez, Deion Branch, and Mr. Woodhead are all questionable this week. What's the latest on them? Woodhead's kind of been a spark for him. Hernandez, I mean, they have Gronkowski on the other side.
Everything I've heard is Hernandez is the guy most likely not to play.
Really?
Branch and Woodhead, I think you can almost count them that they'll be in and play most of the game.
Really, Hernandez not going to?
It's less likely.
Ooh,
he's not out, but from everything I read, he was the one that they were most pessimistic about.
I have him in my my gridiron lineup, so I need to keep an eye on that. Boy, if he does play, I love it. You know, I think he's a great play. If he doesn't, though, I'll probably go get the other one.
Yeah.
Hernandez will be really nice against the Jets.
Yeah.
The way the Jets play, it's perfectly set up for him. So maybe Belichick will lay his healing hands on him, and, all of a sudden he'll be able to play. But if Hernandez plays, he's a real nice tight end.
The way New England plays is perfectly set up for him.
Yeah.
Jeez, Brady looks for that guy like he's Wes Welker.
Right. I like Welker this week, too.
Me too.
An injury did pop up on the Jets report, too, this week. Brad Smith questionable, so that might affect their special teams a little bit. And, the Jets need their special teams this week if they want a chance against New England.
Without Brad Smith, you wonder if the Jets would even be in the position they're in right now. That guy single-handedly got them a win or two, did he not? I mean, that's
for sure.
That's a big deal.
And the deeper you go in the playoffs, everyone's so close that the difference could be special teams.
Yeah.
And if you lose a special teams guy, man, oh man, that's, like you said, the difference between winning and losing.
Well, and it's not that you have Brad Smith on your team. It is the special teams. It's if you have the Jets defense, which a lot of people do have the Jets defense because it's one of the best out there.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that with fantasy, that it's defense/special teams. So people just go with, who's the most dominant and punishing defense. Well, a lot of times you have to look at also, who has the best kick return game. And that's why the Jets this year were just
And that's why the Bears. That's why the Bears are never a bad pick.
Absolutely.
Hester's the man. He's in the record books.
Yeah.
He's proven that. That's for sure. You're listening to Fantasy Football 101 here on Sports Radio 1450 and on the web at sportsradio1450.com. Give us a call at 529-1450 if you're trying to adjust your roster. And guys, when I was looking at my rosters this week, the biggest problem for me was which running back to play. And there's a lot of good ones still out there. I have Rice and Mendenhall. Like I said, I lost McCoy, but two very good running backs in Rice and Mendenhall going head-to-head, and I hate doing those, playing both. You know what I mean?
And both up against two tough, run defenses as well, so that makes things a little more tricky. And last week, Ray Rice had 99 total yards, but only, 47 of them were on the ground.
Right.
And now I just read that he was throwing up in his hotel room something fierce.
Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah, no, he's sickly. I think he's still supposed to play, but heads up for that.
Well, that might sway my decision.
Yeah.
I also have Forte. We'll talk about that. Mark has running backs, right?
We like Forte this week.
All right, let's take a phone call first. 529-1450, 529-1450. Good morning. You're on Fantasy Football 101. Go ahead. Good morning.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Asleep at the wheel.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Dialed the phone and fell asleep.
Glad to have you with us this Saturday morning.
Yeah, I've got a 1985 push mower.
All right, wait 45 minutes. We're talking fantasy football here this morning. All right, Mark, you like Forte this week? Why?
I like Forte this week mainly because Seattle is, I think, the weakest defense left in the playoffs. He gets touches, not only run, but pass. The Seahawks give up 97 rushing yards per game and 22 fantasy points per game to running backs in their last five. You've just got to love Forte, especially if you're in one of these playoff leagues where you give points per reception. he's going to be money this week. I really think he's going to be good.
I was talking off air yesterday here at the station with a buddy, and
Who was it? Roof again?
no, Hawk. But it's different. I think this round, everyone's looking at the favorites, except for maybe the Falcons. I think everyone's giving the Packers a chance, but everyone's looking at the favorites, right? Bears, right?
No, I like Ravens. I like Baltimore.
You like
Pittsburgh.
Baltimore over Pittsburgh. That's another close game too. But everyone's talking New England and Bears around here. That's for sure. I think this bye week, this off week, hurts the Patriots more than the Bears, because the Patriots are a well-oiled machine, and they had that little hitch. Now they murdered the Jets the last time they played them.
Man.
It's not going to be the same situation this time around, I don't think. But as far as the Bears, they do get a whole other week off to get healthy and have a game plan. And like you were talking about Martz earlier, Mark, I hope he doesn't just start slanging the ball around. I mean, you like Forte for a reason, too. Yeah. I think he should get some catches, and I think he should get a bunch of carries, and then that might open up the passing game. But I think of any team, the bye week helps the Bears more than anybody. I could be wrong. Do you guys disagree or agree with that?
I agree with you on the Bears. I think this is come at just the right time, and this gives them a chance, like you said, to heal up and to put in a game plan against a team, quite honestly, that shouldn't be there.
Right.
So, I really think the Bears got lucky with this bye week. And
they did.
Beat an under 500 team to get to the NFC Championship. That's what the Bears have to do. If you would have said that at the beginning of the season,
silver platter. If they can't capitalize on this, then... And the great thing, living here, and we're around so many Bears fans here,
right.
How optimistic are Bears fans? Not very. They're just waiting to be disappointed.
They're like the Bears fans are like Cub fans. It's laid out in front of them, but they're scared. They're scared to be happy for them because they know that the chances of them getting screwed are likely.
I would be that way too if I was fighting the mighty NFC West. I'll be real honest.
The mighty
NFC West. Everybody hates on them. Oh, everybody's gonna Saints are gonna kick the crap out of Seahawks.
Yeah. Didn't happen.
And then they're looking at that. They're looking at Matt Hasselbeck from 10 years ago, and they're like, "Oh no, here we go."
Bears fans are cautiously optimistic, meaning if you go up to a Bear fan and say, "Hey, you know what? Looks pretty good," then they're going, "Shh."
Yeah, oh, they're gonna blow it. Oh, they're gonna blow it. It's incredible.
Well, I'll laugh if they do. Mark's wearing his Bears hat this morning, by the way. We'll have the Bears game on this radio station, Sports Radio 1450 on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon. It is the early game on Sunday. Also, come out and join us this Sunday out at the KC Hall, Isles and Meadowbrook. Big fundraiser for St. Jude, and it's a chili cook-off, but we'll have the playoff football games on, and then live music from Seeing Daylight as well at 1 o'clock. So come join us this Sunday and watch the Bears, and bring in your headset and listen to it here on Sports Radio 1450. This is Fantasy Football 101. We need to take a break. We'll be right back here on Sports Radio 1450. Baby!